Oh, hello you lot, how's it going? Hope you're all brilliant, fine and dandy, loving life. Had a little bit of a surprise this morning. Thought I'd go down and check on the PO box, and there was a little box in it. So, and inside this little box is a bit of an engine. We've got a block, we've got a crank shaft, we've got a piston and a liner, obviously. Yeah. Now, this is from a subscriber. Now, forgive me, I've bloody lost communication. I've gone all through the comments. I couldn't remember what video you commented on. I couldn't remember anything. I've gone everywhere trying to find who it was. I can't remember the name either, which doesn't help. Trying to find who it was that said they've got this and they want to send it to me. So my apologies for forgetting who you were and not being able to say thank you in the comment or anything like that. Please accept my apology. But thank you for sending this. Apparently, he says, good liner, good piston, good compression, good bearings. I'm not going to take it apart and check. I know a lot of you probably would take it apart to check for yourselves, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it together as it is. The only thing that's wrong with it is apparently the bolt holes to bolt the engine to the car. They're stripped out. So we can fix that, no problem at all. I've got larger bolts, I've got taps, I've got things and bits and bobs. We can get that good. We can get that good. We can make that good. So all I've got to do, this engine, by the way, I didn't explain what it was, did I? It's the GSX, what is it? GXR 18 engine, which goes in the Kyosho DBX2, which is currently sitting over here. There it is, DBX2. Bit of paper on it. The engine that was in it, for those of you that don't know, I managed to get the compression. It ran fairly well. It ran all right, but the bearing, the front end bearing on it, that bearing now, weren't all that good, and it was a bit noisy. So I decided to get rid of that. What I could potentially do, if needs be, I know some of you are going to say it, so I could switch all the good parts out of this and put them in this one, the bearings and the liner and the piston, and put it in this block. Then I've got good bolts, good bolt holes that aren't stripped out. But it's not hard to rethread and put bigger bolts in here. So I'm just going to use this block as it is. Put the head, the flywheel, the clutch, the carburetor, the pole start on this block. And hopefully then we'll have a nice, good running engine I can put back in the DBX2 and have a nice buggy. So, yeah, we'll get on with that. I'm not going to use eBay anymore, I don't think, because it used to be good. I used to use it a lot, man. I used to use eBay a lot for just, I'm not like a business seller, but just for selling stuff, because because a lot of people, if someone wants something, let's be honest, if you want a Nitro car, second-hand one, where do you go first? Some of you might go to Facebook Marketplace, fair enough, but maybe the second place you might go is eBay. But for me, and for a lot of people, the first place you go and have a look is eBay. It's got a big presence on the internet, and it used to be good. Used to be able to get some good bargains, and it used to be a good place. But now they've done a few changes a couple of years ago where it made it hard to sell stuff on there because they don't want to give you your money, basically. And now you get paid if you sell something. Say if I sell a Nitro car, I won't get the money in my bank until it's been delivered. Until the tracking says it's delivered. But the trouble is, a lot of the time the tracking on parcels, you go raw mail tracked, you've got a tracking number, it works. But on eBay, when you put it in, it gets stuck and it doesn't say it's delivered. It can be delivered. Even sometimes the people even leave feedback, but it still says dispatched, it doesn't say delivered. So you don't get your money. I've had it happen a couple of times where it's been delivered, the person said thanks very much, it's great, just how I expected, but because the tracking on eBay hasn't said delivered, it won't give me money, and I've had to go on the old customer service and they've been like, oh, the tracking's stuck, and then I have to wait another 14 days. I'm not up for that. I'm not down for all that rubbish. So we won't be doing eBay anymore. We'll have to find an alternate method of acquiring and selling some cars. But anyway, you lot, let's move on and put this engine together. God, I can't wait, man. It's such a lovely day. and it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be so good. Right, I might have to disembark halfway through this. Well, while we're here, let's quickly just see if this battery... I charged this battery up again. I'm trying to revive it. I know some of you are going to say, give up, just give up on it, but I'm trying to revive it. It comes with an FG motor. I'm trying to revive it. It doesn't want to hold a charge, but I'm confident I can revive it by charging it and discharging it slowly a number of times, and we can reignite the chemical reactions within the battery, and we can... Yes, we're getting there. This is sat overnight and a few extra hours now, and it's still at 6.8 volts, which is what it was at when I left it. So it's holding a charge now. Before, overnight, if I charged it up fully, left it overnight and come and checked it the next day, it'd be at 0. It'd completely lose its charge. Now, I charged it yesterday afternoon, left it the rest of the afternoon and left it overnight and most of the morning, because it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's still at 6.82 volts, 93%. So it is holding a charge. So I'm confident that this might be a good battery. Now, it is important to remember, just because it holds a charge doesn't mean it'll have any sort of guts. You know, it might not have any sort of power behind it, but it's a step in the right direction, put it that way. I'm putting it on another charge cycle. It's going to discharge it down to nothing or low voltage, and then it's going to recharge it up to fully charged again. Cycling it is important. Anyway, here we go. Here we have an engine. So what we've got to do, we've got to take off, we'll put the head on. Well, they might be the ones he was on about that are stripped, actually. I thought he meant these ones are stripped, but I was looking at them and they look all right. He must mean these ones are stripped out, looking at them. I didn't look at them, I've only just looked at them just now. These are the ones he must have meant are stripped, which could be a little bit more of a problem. I could potentially, we might end up swapping these blocks over after all. The only trouble is the bearings. I haven't got a bearing puller, and the bearings in this block are the problem. I haven't got a bearing puller that's an 18 size. I've only got 21 and it doesn't fit. So I might have to be creative to get the bearings out and put the bearings in. What I'll probably do, what I normally do when I haven't got a bearing puller that fits, is a bit of a faff, but you can freeze, well, you can use a bit of heat to heat up the block itself, then you can knock the bearing out, and then to put the bearing back in again, you put the bearing itself in the freezer to freeze the bearing, and you heat up the block. Once the bearing's frozen, because it's shrunk, and you heat up the block, it expands, the bearing will just slot straight in both ends. That's what I normally do, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing here. You've just got to be careful when you've got rubber seals on the bearings. They freeze are okay, but if they get too hot from the crank, there might be a bit of a from the block, there might be a bit of a problem. But we'll work that out. So I'm probably going to put this line on this piston inside this block. But let's take these bolts out and see how bad these are stripped out. Because if they're not that bad, we might be able to repair them. If we can repair them, then we're on to a winner. If we can't repair them, then I'm going to have to do the old block swap, which maybe it might take a little bit longer, but that's all right. Anything is possible, you lot. There is no such word as can't. This can't be done. I can't do that. That's not possible. Absolutely not. Everything can be done, and everything is possible. Do you know what I mean? So there's absolutely no need for any sort of panicking or worrying. But don't forget, I'm just some bloke on YouTube, some numpty on YouTube that doesn't know what he's doing. So, you know, we can safely assume that whatever ends up being done here is never going to be any good. So let's take one of these bolts and see what it's going to be like when it goes in there. Well, it goes in all right, look. Is it going to bottom out? See, what it should do is it should bottom out and it won't go any further. Then we know that it's not that. Well, that's not bad. That's all right. It goes in, it bottoms out. and it doesn't, and it stops. If it keeps on turning, we know that it's stripped. Alright, so that one seems to be okay. Let's move along. Take this out. Put it in this next one. I bet we're going to have one or two that are okay, and probably the rest of them are going to be completely at it. So that one's going in. That bottoms out as well, and that won't go. You don't want to force it too much, because don't forget it is only small. You don't need a lot of torque on these bolts, but they seem all right so far. I might just get the old air compressor and blow them out, but they seem all right. Let's see what these two are like on this side. Well, that feels a bit loose. That's a little bit loose there. And I could possibly get some bigger bolts, but we'll see. That one goes all the way down. Is it going to bottom out? It bottomed out, and it's not keep going round. That's good. You know if they're stripped, because they'll bottom out, but they'll keep going round. Or maybe they won't even get as far as bottoming out. And then you know you're definitely stripped. And we're around to this one. I don't think I've done this one yet. Have I done this one? No, I haven't. I've done the other side. So that goes all the way in. We might be alright. Whether they're going to be strong enough to hold the head down under running conditions, you know, with the compression and the fire and the explosions, I don't know. We'll have to work that out. But so far, it looks pretty reasonable. So what we'll do, we'll get a little bit of after run oil and put that round here just to lube up that piston, because it looks a little bit dry. So we'll put a little bit of oil in there. That'll lube that up. I don't think it's got a whole lot of pinch on this liner, to be fair. I mean, it's probably better than the one I've got, but I don't think it's, because I can turn that with my hand, look, it's probably fairly worn out. But we'll find out. The only way to find out is to put it together and have a look. The other way to find out is to take it apart, but I'm not taking it apart. You lot can say as much as you want, I'm not taking it apart. So we'll put that round that way. GXR 18. That's what we've got. GXR 18. Let's see. I've got my fingers crossed these are going to be alright, because then that means I haven't got to fanny around retapping them and finding other bolts and doing whatnot else. So fingers crossed these are okay. But he did say they were stripped, so I'm assuming the reason he took it apart was because he'd stripped them out. But we'll see. Let's do that up. You see, I could get longer bolts, because these bolts went all the way down, but it could be that it's the top half of the threads that are stripped out, and the bottom half are okay, in which case I could just put some longer bolts in and that would be alright. But so far they're doing up. Now I've probably got longer bolts than what was already on this engine. They've done up nice and tight. That's tight. That's tight. And that's tight. So they've done up nice and tight. I'm happy with that. My battery in the camera is going to run out. It's flashing at me. So if this cuts off all of a sudden, it's because the battery's run out and I've had to go and recharge it. I could bring the charger in here, but the question is, can I be bothered to do that? And the answer to that is no, because it means I've got to go and fish it all out, and I'll probably just take it indoors, charge it up, and come out here again later on. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. No need to start panicking about stupid little things like that. Now, this should all now just slot together. There shouldn't be any trouble with any luck. The block is, these are identical engines, identical blocks. I rewound the pull start on the last time we put this engine together. So as long as it doesn't spring apart now, it should be alright. It probably will spring apart now, because these bloody pull starts always spring apart when you don't want them to, and when you don't really care, they won't. They stay together, and you think to yourself, for the love of bloody cheesecake. That's it. That's it. Keep it together. Keep it together. Keep it together. There we go. We've got to put that little pin. That stays on there. Don't come apart. This little pin goes through that little hole, what you can probably see there. That goes through there. God, it's bloody cold, and I can't feel my fingers, so it's hard to get that in there when you can't feel your fingers. Look at that. Yes! Now that goes on there. That goes up. And that goes over there. Ho, 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 ho. We're going together now, you lot. We're going together. Jesus, man. This is gonna be serious. This is gonna be serious. Now, if I pull this pull start now and the head flies off, we know that the head bolts are stripped out and they're not going to be any good. But I've got faith. I've got faith, and I've got confidence that we're going to be all right. We're going to be fine and dandy and fine. No trouble whatsoever. We're going to be ready, steady. Ho ho ho! Jesus. It's got compression. It's full of oil, remember? Remember I filled it up with oil, didn't I? Right, I'm going to go and charge the battery on the camera. I'll see you lot in a couple of hours. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to do anything. We're doing this together, you lot. I'll see you in a couple of hours. Alright, I'm back. I've stuffed some electric inside the battery, so we should be good there. I'm just going to move my heat around to heat my legs up, because I went out in the outside and it was raining. Now I'm all wet. Bloody wet. Right. We've got an engine. We've got a pull start. Now we need to do the front part of it. Carburetor and the what's it. So let's take this off. We'll do the carb last. I'll take this off. Go put a clutch on it. I reckon. What bloody hell's going on here? Oh, it's coming off. Well, that's strange. What the bloody? I don't know what's going on there. I'm undoing the clutch. I'm undoing the screw, but the clutch both stuck to it. That is very bizarre. What the bloody hell's going on? I was taking the whole clutch of it. Because I didn't do that nut up, did I? I didn't do that nut up. When I put this together, I didn't do it up tight because obviously I knew it wasn't going to run, so I just put it on and the screws got stuck in there. Well, that's handy. It means I ain't got to fanny around with the old clutch springs. They probably, hopefully, might just slip on. We'll see. That's never happened to me before. I've never ever done that before, so that is a new one for me. We're going to need the flywheel puller to pull off this flywheel, because they do tend to jam on. Even if you don't do them tight, they still jam a little bit. Well, that's what they're supposed to do. So really, if they didn't, then we would have something to complain about. So we can't be complaining when they do their job. So we'll just do that. And that comes off of there, and we'll undo that. Flywheel off. Little washer. Flywheel on there. Hopefully it'll fit. Should do. It's the same crankshaft. Everything is exactly the same. The only trouble is though, I've got to take this apart anyway, because I've got to do that nut up, because now it's going to run. So we've got to take this out anyway. So my little idea there was no good. I've honestly never had that happen before. Never. I've never taken that screw out and the whole bloody nut and the clutch shoes and the springs and everything has come with it. That's never ever happened to me before. I'm sure I'm going to have loads of people saying, oh yeah, it's happened to me loads of times. Yeah, it always happens. Oh, loads of times. That's never happened to you. Oh, no, well, it happens to me all the time. Because that's the way it goes. You speak to anybody, you say, well, that's never happened to me. And all the time, everyone goes. You always get them people, oh yeah, oh really? Oh, it happens to me all the time. Oh yeah, I can't believe it's never happened to you. That's normal, that is. You obviously don't do a lot, do you? No, obviously not, my friend. Obviously, bloody well not. Bloody hell. Well, don't forget, I'm just some numpty on YouTube. So, you know, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Now we're loose. Now we're loose. Get that off of there. Right, there goes that. And the bearing. There's that nut that we were after that come off. So now we can put that on there. We can do that up. This time we'll do it up a bit tighter because it's how it's supposed to be. I could go and put the it needs to be up, but you need to do it up. You need to put force. You want to try and break the crank. Now when I say that, that doesn't mean really go for it, because obviously everyone's different strengths. Everyone's got different strength, haven't they? But you don't want to just nip it, because this flywheel needs to grip onto the crank. And if that nut isn't tight enough, the crank will be spinning, the flywheel will be spinning on the crank, and not only will you wear it out, but you won't be transferring your power. So really, you need to really graunch it tight, but don't do it too much, because you could snap the crank. It's not unsnappable. So the best advice I can give you is just grip it as hard as you can with your hand and really do it up as much as you can. If you know what you're doing, like what I'm going to do now, put the flywheel in a vise or a pair of mole grips and then do it up tighter. But if you're not sure on that and you're not very confident with assessing how tight something is by feeling it, you know, when you're a mechanic for a while, you get to feel how tight things are. Then be careful with it. Just do it with your hand like that, because you could put that in a vise and you could do it too tight and you could snap it. I know some of you are going to say, you're never snappy. Well, bollocks to you all, because you can, all right, if you do it too tight. In fact, I'm not going to put it in a vise. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it how you lot would do it. So that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes I forget that I need to be doing things. Oh, I'm going to put that on without putting the clutch in then. Jesus Christ. I'm going to blame that on you lot again. I'm going to blame all this on you lot, because you always talk to me. And when you talk to me, that means that's why I do things wrong. That's right. That is it. It's your fault. If you weren't talking to me, I wouldn't be doing things wrong. That is right. There you go. I've said it now. I've said it. I bloody said it. Alright? I've said it. You know, I can't take it back, and I don't want to take it back. It's all your fault. I'm just a numpty on YouTube that knows nothing, doesn't know what he's doing. Remember that. Remember that. Right, now, that's on there. That can go on there. Now we can put... Well, we need to put the bearing on right now. And now we can put that on there. Then we can put the little washer, and then we can put the screw like that. Oh, come on, Johnny boy, for goodness sake. I don't know how many times I've told you to buck up your ideas. There we go. We'll do this up. Oh man, the excitement is actually starting to kill me. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm being... Where's that come from? Where the bloody hell did that come from? Did anybody see where that came from? Well, that can go over there now. The excitement is actually starting to kill me. I can't believe it. Oh, brilliant. Right, let's get this little jam sandwich here. What is that? Get that off. Carburetor off. Alright. Oh, we're going to need the whole lot. We haven't got the screw, we haven't got the bolt, we haven't got the nut or nothing to hold the carb on. So we're going to need the whole lot. So let's get that nut off. Let's get that carb out. Let's get the little pin. I might need a pair of pliers for that. Oh, I've done it. Sometimes I need a little pair of pliers to grip it, but I managed to get it out. Don't panic. How many times have I told you to stop panicking? Bloody hell, you lot. You panic far too much. Panic, 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 all the bloody time. Panic, panic, bloody panic. Right, that's on there. Now we can put the nut on. I'll probably put it on the wrong side, but that's alright. We'll sort that out later on if it is on the wrong side. Do that up. Oh, that's not quite straight. Do it straight. Was that way round, or was it that way round? That was that way round, wasn't it? Was it that way round? Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's the right way. Yeah. Stop. Why? Look, you're like a bloody woman, you are. You're doing something, you know you're doing it right. That's not right, you're doing it wrong. So then you go and do it the other way, and it turns out that is the wrong way. The way you was going to do it is the right way. Just like a woman. I'm joking. For we women out there, I'm joking. Only a little bit. Right. Yeah, perfect. Look at it. Look. Now I can take out the screws from here. From this block. Take that screw out of there. Put that over there. Put that there. That there. That there. That there. Right. All these tools can go there. That can go over there. We'll take that screw out of there. Come on, the excitement. The bloody excitement. We can zoom out a little bit. No, that was in. Zoom out. Thank you. Hey, there's a car. A DBX2. Come on, the excitement's actually starting to get to me now. It's starting to get to me. I mean, if you can't tell, I'm sorry, but it's starting to get me. This is getting far too exciting now. Far too exciting. Got bolts for the exhaust. We'll do that after. Where's the engine gone? I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Right. Happy days. There's an engine. Nope, stay there. You need to go there. Why are you not? Oh, no. Oh, no, they are right. That's good. Right. All right, fell out. Come back. Right, screws. Right. Now, we can't be majorly excited yet. All right. Do you want me to tell you why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because the person who sent me this knows what they're talking about, I would imagine. And they did say that those bolt holes were stripped out on the head. So, although I've managed to get them to thread in, and they appear to be holding, once it starts, there is the chance that the vibration or the pressure, because there is pressure on that head obviously being pushed upwards from the combustion and the compression and all that rubbish that's going on, there is a chance that it could blow the head up or blow it off, or if it doesn't actually blow it off, it will just blow it loose, and then we'll lose all the compression and then it won't run. So there is that chance. So we can't be majorly excited until we actually see it running, and it runs for a while, and it revs, and it stays running, and then we can be properly excited. But until then, you know, because the person who sent it to me, he must know what he's talking about, because, well, I'm just assuming. Always assume people know what they're talking about until proven otherwise. So we need to be careful with that. We can't be overly excited yet. All right, yet. Just stay calm for now. All right. I'm having trouble. I will admit I'm having trouble staying calm, but we need to stay calm. Let's get that out of there. Are we missing a bit of fuel pipe? We're missing a bit of fuel pipe, aren't we? Now, what did I do with it is the question. There's a bit of fuel pipe. I'll have to go and get a bit of pipe. Don't let me forget, because me being me, I'll probably be standing here trying to bloody start it, and you lot will be shouting at the screen, "You ain't put the bloody fuel pipe on, you cock!" And I won't hear you. You know, I won't hear you. There's no gasket for that. I've got no gasket. Oh, bollocks. Where's the gasket gone? Did I put the gasket in here? Does that mean I've lost the gasket? Oh no. Alright, well, I could just run it without a gasket for now. There's no gasket on there either before you say it's on the other head, on the other block. Well, I have got some gaskets somewhere, but what I done with them, I have no clue, because I was looking for them the other day. I've got loads of those little gaskets, and they've all disappeared into thin air. I ain't got a clue where they've gone. I was looking for them the other day. I've been ages looking for them. And they're in like a little thing. I've seen them somewhere. But you know when you see something and you think, oh, that's handy, I know they're there. But then you forget where they are. And then when you want them, you go, oh, I saw them. And then where were they? And, I haven't found any gaskets, but I just found another tank and it's got some pipe on it. Oh, mate, I'm well happy. I'll take that bit of pipe off there. Look at that. Oh, great. Yes. That can go on there. Oh, yes. Oh, it didn't sound there very well, no, did it? Oh, that's no good, is it? I'll just cut that off. Let's get a pair of side cutters and we can cut that a little bit off there. In fact, we'll cut it a little bit shorter because we want it to be like that, really. Like that. That can go on there. Yes! Looks a bit funny. Why does it look like that? Oh well. Get rid of that. Right, well, we will have to find a gasket for that because that's never going to seal properly. But for now, I'm going to have you all shout at me and tut and go tut at me. What are you doing? Boy, that's no good, boy. Boy, that's no good, boy. As you lot tend to do. And I'm going to run it without a gasket. Alright, alright, alright. Just shut your mouth and deal with it. Because that is what I'm doing, boy. Might have to... well, really what I need to do is move that up. But I'm just going to force that in there like that. Because then that will go past that. Like that. There we go, that's what we wanted. And where's the exhaust gone? There it is. Well, there's a bit of gasket left on this block, so I reckon it'll be fine. There's not a full gasket, there's a bit of one, but it'll be alright. I wouldn't worry, alright? I wouldn't worry. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine, my friends. As fine as a dime. Oh no, come back you! Oh man, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong, John. It's all gone wrong, John. I still don't know who John is. He's been plaguing me for years, Johnny boy. And I still don't know who he is. I mean, he's never introduced himself. Never introduced himself properly to me, so I always say, who are you? Johnny boy. Just Johnny boy. Alright. Who's Johnny boy? I'm Johnny boy. Alright. Who are you? Johnny boy. Right, okay. You know? So I just go with it now. I just go with it, you know, and just accept that is how it is, and that is it, you know. There is no other way. That is the way, so just go with it. So where's the screw gone? If you're so clever, there is. That goes through there, and that, what that does, holds the exhaust on there. So we just have to leave that like that and do that up like that. So now we look. Oh, that goes on the end of there. Is there any nitro in there? Because I ain't got. Have I got any? Oh yeah, I got that little bit I sucked out of that other car the other day. Put that in there. What is it, you ask? What is this? I haven't got a clue. Probably a mixture of 16, 25, and probably it's got a bit of petrol in there, I think, as well. So you never know. It might go really, really well, or it might not go well at all. It might be a complete and utter disaster. But we don't know that until we open up the throttle and blast it. Well, that's it primed. That is it. It's primed. Primed for a good time. Turn it around. Glow starter each time. We might need to warm it up. I don't know yet. I'm going to warm it up. I know you lot don't like it when I heat engines up, and I used to not heat them up at all. And now I do. I know that. But I just feel better if I do. So let me get the heat gun. And oh, there it is. Let me get the heat gun out. I'm going to warm it up. It just makes things easier when you've got an engine like this that you've just put together. It's a bit ropey, you know. A bit of heat does no harm. Oh man, it smells. I'll tell you what it smells like. It smells like a cross between washing up liquid and penguins. Have you ever been to the zoo and you've smelt the penguin enclosure where the penguins live? It smells like that. It's a cross between washing up liquid and penguins. Ah, crazy really when you think about it. Let's put that on there and see what happens. Find a tick over screw, is it? I'll find it in a minute. Running a little bit fast, but it's alright. Huh. I didn't even realise the bell ain't even touching the spur. I didn't even realise that. Oh man. Right, let's quickly undo that and make that touch. I thought that was a bit funny. I was thinking, well, that seems weird. I didn't realise. Cock. What's a cock? Now it is. Yeah, now it is. I don't think it's very good, but it is. I knew there was something that was a bit off about it. What's that all about? That was weird. Anyway, I was trying to find the tick over screw. I couldn't find it. Well, I found it, but it was vibrating. I couldn't get the screwdriver on it. I think I've done it a bit too much. So let's. It was running a little bit fast, so that's why I was turning it down, to try and slow that down a little bit. Let's start it up again now. Got me a little bit of rag to stop the nitro going into my little chest of drawers down there. Put that over the wheels. That just stops that kind of thing happening. I need a little setup like the Woogie Nitro's got. Good old Woogie Nitro. Little bit of pipe goes outside. Happy days. That's what I need. But I haven't got that. So where's my glow starter? There it is. That runs excellent though, doesn't it? Doesn't that run well? I don't think that clutch is working very well. That needs a new one, doesn't it, if you remember? That's how bad that gasket is. That's how bad that gasket is. I put my finger over the exhaust, it's still blowing out of here. Don't stop. Yeah, it needs a new... I need to find a gasket. I know. Stop shouting at me about it. I will put a gasket on it. I've got them somewhere. This is going to be the kick I need to actually find them. Because I was looking from the other day and I gave up. I could just use this stuff, look. I could just use that gasket maker. I've got that because I've got to do a job on a camper van, on a motorhome. I've got to change a thermostat and a water pump and a starter motor and an alternator. Need that stuff for all the gaskets. I could just use a bit of that. It goes up to 300 and... What's it go up to? 365 degrees or some bollocks. 315 degrees it will withstand. Well, this probably gets odd. No, it doesn't get odd now, does it? Of course it don't. Bloody what a cock. About 150 something needs to go to, probably. I don't know. Do I care? No, I bloody well don't, really, to be honest. Anyway, it runs, and it runs like an absolute dream. It revved. Now, I need to put a clutch on it before I drive it, really, because as we saw, it revved up. It revved up really well, but the clutch wasn't gripping very well at all. Because, as we know, when we took it apart before, it's worn so badly that even the springs are starting to wear. So I need to get a clutch. I have got a clutch here. This is a 3-shoe clutch. That's only a 2-shoe. I don't really want to use 2 of my shoes and leave one not used. So I'm not going to use that. What other clutches have I got here? Well, I don't know what that one is. I've got, that's a 2-shoe. I could put that on it. I don't know if I'd work with that bell though. It might be a bit big. It might work. If that works, I might put that on. I don't think it will it? I don't know. It might. Probably not. I don't know what that is, but that's another 3-shoe clutches. I don't really want to leave one. Same another 2. Some springs, washers. Another 2-shoe like that. I don't know if that'll work. I might try and put that on before I drive it. I might try and put that on. I'll leave it out, and if I can make that, well, I can't see why it won't work. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just bigger shoes. The little shoes are on it. These are big ones. But sometimes, I know some of you are going to say again, of course it'll work. You're all the same. They're not all the same. Sometimes the pins on the flywheels are different orientation. They won't quite fit. They won't work. All right? I bloody know, all right? So, listen. Telling me all this, it does work, it don't work, you've done it wrong. Bollocks to you because you're not here. Simple as that. There we go, my friends. It bloody runs. I need an air filter for it. That ain't going to fit on there, is it? No, but I'll tell you what I have got. I'll tell you what did I do with it? I've got a Habeo air filter somewhere. The filter, the foam, the lock. So I'll put that on it. That will be all right for now. I need to get some radio gear to put in it. I've got, what have we got here? There we go. Got a nice Fly Sky receiver. I'll put that on it. That'll be in a different video. This video's gone on long enough. I don't want to put it too long because you lot will get even more bored than you already are. And believe it or not, I do try my best to try not to let you get bored. So hopefully that was entertaining and you enjoyed that, because I'll tell you what, I bloody well did. Now we've got, where's the old block gone? I've lost it already. There it is. There's the old block. Still got a piston and the liner in it and the bearings and the crank and all that. The crank's useful. The only problem with this is was the bearings. So in the future, maybe if I can get some bearings and another head and a carburetor and a pole start, I could build up another engine and we could have 2 engines. I need another liner really though, because it was a little bit low on compression. It didn't really have a lot of pinch, but that's all right. This one runs a dream. I'm going to see you lot in the next video. The next video of this car will be putting radio gear in it and a battery. I need to find a cover, 2 covers for this. It didn't come with the covers. They're not essential. I mean, I can drive it and test drive it without the covers, but I'd like to find the covers so then I can put it can be a complete car. We've got a completely good running engine at the moment. Hopefully it drives as well as it runs, if that makes any sense. A new clutch will be in the next video. Nice one. Treat people nicely. Treat people how you would like to be treated. And we should have a nice, happy life. I'm really excited. I can't bloody wait. I'll see you lot on the next one. Take care, you lot. All the best.